Yara pulls her hat low over her face, listening to the ridiculous chatter, rolling her eyes so hard they nearly disappear. These ordinary people have no idea that the new favorite and the imperial consort are the exact same person. But who could have guessed that beneath the surface of this glittering capital, a killing intent is quietly rising? In a pitch-black cave outside the city, Zane spits a mouthful of blood, eyes dark with venom. The phantom avatar he poured countless resources into, seen through and destroyed by that blind man in one glance. This is a threat unlike anything he has ever faced. Kai, you are looking for death. He grits his teeth and opens a communication channel. A shimmer of light ripples, and slowly materializes a figure in a deep purple dress. Dangerously curvaceous, deliberately stunning. Her serpentine waist and pale skin glow in the candlelight, utterly magnetic. She turns a heavy-lidded gaze toward him, dripping with seduction. V, I need you to kill someone. The imperial consort of Wei, Kai. Do this, and I will reunite you with your little brother. The woman named V lights up with emotion, her voice trembling as she accepts. The connection closes. Zane lets a cruel smile spread across his face. What a shame. That so-called brother died in an experiment long ago. I, of course, know nothing about any of this. I step into Chancellor Zheng's study. This official greets the Chancellor. Before I can even bow, Chancellor Zheng leaps up like he has seen a ghost and rushes to steady me. The smile plastered on his face looks more painful than tears. Vice Minister, no need for formalities, please sit. Inside, he is desperately hoping this walking disaster will leave as fast as possible. I, however, settle in quite comfortably. I sit down with a cheerful smile. I am new here. If there is any work to be done, Chancellor, feel free to assign it. I am absolutely bored out of my mind with nothing to do. The Chancellor shakes his head like a rattle, muttering inwardly, who in their right mind would dare give you orders? Just as I am about to make my exit, a delicate fragrance drifts through the air. Wait, please do not go yet, allow me a word. A strikingly alluring woman steps out slowly. Slender fingers settle on my shoulder, her fingertips trailing almost imperceptibly across my chest. Her voice is so soft and sweet it could melt bone. This woman is V, the assassin operating under a false identity. She is confident that her charms can handle a man with zero cultivation. A blind one, no less. Easy. I frown and quietly step back, trying to put some distance between us. But no matter how I shift, that soft hand follows. Excuse me, who are you? I am V, 6th rank Bureau Director of the Ministry of Rights. She gives a small smile, eyes shimmering with practiced allure. Beside them, Chancellor Zheng's eyebrow twitches hard. His stomach drops. Is this woman seriously hitting on the Empress's man in broad daylight? She has an absolute death wish. Yara's face is already cold as frozen stone. Her sword hand trembles slightly, lightning flickering behind her eyes. Right as I am about to snap, V suddenly lets go and glides backward with effortless grace. This push and pull game is the oldest trick for getting under a young man's skin. Too bad she miscalculated. My eyes may be blind, but my mind is not. I ease back half a step without a word, alarm bells ringing in my head. First she invades my space, then retreats with fake modesty. Classic two-faced playbook. Sure enough, V instantly switches to a professional expression and turns to Chancellor Zheng. Chancellor, it would not look good if the Vice Minister sat idle on his first day. You mentioned Her Majesty's birthday banquet just now. Why not let me assist the Vice Minister with the arrangements? The suggestion sounds perfectly reasonable on the surface, but underneath every word is a calculated move to get closer to me. I sigh inwardly. The most dangerous schemes always come wrapped in kindness. Chancellor Zheng cannot possibly agree on behalf of the Empress's actual consort, but facing my perfectly calm expression, he gives a helpless smile. Fine. Let it be as you say. And just like that, the miserable job of planning a birthday banquet lands on me. I want to knock this woman out cold with my cane, but I keep my official composure and nod my agreement. Leaving the Chancellor's residence, the three of us walk the street together and the atmosphere is extremely strange. V's smile is bright, her voice ringing like a silver bell. Vice Minister, Her Majesty's birthday is only 7 days away. Why don't we find a quiet place and talk through the details over candlelight tonight? We should plan this carefully. As she speaks, her blade-sharp gaze cuts across to the icy Yara beside us. Yara frowns slightly. She thinks, this maid's cultivation is impossible to read. If I want to make a move, I need to find a way to get her out of the picture first. Yara turns, her gaze cold as ancient ice. V smiles sweetly and stares right back without blinking. The two women lock eyes and the air between them practically sparks. I walk in the middle, pretending to notice none of it, tapping my cane and sighing. Nothing matters more than a good meal. Whatever it is can wait until after I eat. Perfect timing, actually. I just arrived in the capital and I have nowhere to stay yet. I wonder if I might be lucky enough to taste your cooking. V has made up her mind to stick to my side and turns on her most helpless honeyed charm. Yara cuts in without warning. No, the Vice Minister has a wife. Have some self-respect. I am just asking for a meal, nothing else. You are only a maid. A bit out of your lane, are you not? Someone might mistake you for the Vice Minister's actual wife. V blinks with exaggerated innocence. The conversation is spiraling fast. I quickly step between them before these two beautiful women come to blows in the street. Look, I am just a live-in husband. My wife runs the household. If you want to come, come, but whether you stay is up to her. A live-in husband? V freezes completely. She never expected that this powerful new imperial favorite, a third-rank official, was actually living off his wife. Yara looks completely displeased. She starts to speak, then holds back. It is fine, Yara, let's go. I wave it off, unconcerned. But the calculating V freezes the moment she hears the name Yara. Her eyes sharpen instantly. She stares hard at that seemingly ordinary, slightly awkward maid. That is her, the legendary ice sword immortal known across the world, serving a blind man as his maid? We soon arrive back at the house. In the courtyard, a woman in a domestic apron carries steaming dishes out of the kitchen. You are back just in time. Wash up and eat. Medusa gives me a warm smile, but her gaze quickly shifts to the alluring V, an eyebrow lifting slightly with a measuring look. She is a colleague, just here for dinner. I say it like nothing. A flicker of displeasure crosses Medusa's eyes, barely visible but there. Still, as the lady of the house, she smiles generously. Of course. But V looks like she just took a lightning bolt. Her entire mind is in chaos. That aura, bone-deep, imperial, absolute, buckles her knees. The Empress? This assassin who kills without hesitation is now barely holding herself together. V opens her mouth and nearly blurts it out. Medusa swiftly presses a finger to her own lips, fires a sharp warning glare at V, and gestures toward me. V gets it immediately. She nods rapidly and clamps her mouth shut. She looks at the table. Getting to eat food cooked by the Empress herself, even if she loses her head tomorrow, it is worth it. She happily picks up a piece of fish and places it in her mouth. Bitter, spicy, salty, and fishy explode across her tongue all at once. V's vision goes dark. She nearly gags. What is this? Is it poison? She peeks around and sees me and Yara both staring straight ahead, forcing it down with pained expressions. Is it not good? Medusa notices the mood and asks, eyes wide with hope. Terrible, I say, completely honest. So delicious. V shoots a thumbs up immediately, survival instinct in full force. It is fine, Yara says flatly, quietly rinsing her mouth with tea. Medusa nods, her gaze drifting briefly to V's figure. Her eyes rest there a moment, then she pushes the entire plate of fish across the table. If you like it, have more. V's smile turns to stone. She squeezes her eyes shut, tears streaming, and chokes down the whole plate like she is swallowing hot coals. When she opens her eyes, she could swear she sees her late grandmother waving at her from the other side. Look at you, eating so fast. No rush, there is plenty more. Medusa smiles with deep intention, and slides several more plates across. V covers her mouth, gagging, saliva pooling dangerously. I cannot watch this any longer. I stand up and pick up the dishes. Let me fix these up. This is your first time cooking, so nothing should go to waste. Medusa's voice carries a faint, unconscious edge of imperial command. I smile gently. My lady, that is not quite right. I am only adjusting a few small details on top of what you made. That is not waste, that is teamwork. Like an emperor who draws the grand map of a kingdom, and the minister who fills in the details. Without your foundation, there is nothing for me to build on. The courtyard falls into a silence so complete it is almost frightening. The Empress says nothing. The ice sword immortal's chopsticks drop to the ground. Even the assassin is stunned. Was that a confession? Those words are sweeter than honey. V sneaks a glance, and is alarmed to find that the woman who kills without blinking now has ears red enough to drip. Smooth. Way too smooth. Yara quickly pulls out a small notebook and mutters as she writes down every word of that line. Even for an empress who is unmatched in both governance and combat, she is still just a girl who has never been in love when it comes to something like this. A short while later, I come back with the remade dishes. Medusa quickly picks up a slice of meat and brings it elegantly to her lips. A taste unlike anything she has ever experienced explodes across her tongue. Her body gives a small, involuntary shiver. Her eyes light up with a brightness that has never been there before. You were right, it really is delicious. She breaks into a radiant smile, the first truly pure and unguarded smile she has worn since becoming Empress. Then have more. I smile and add another piece to her bowl. The Empress has completely dropped any pretense of imperial dignity. Two little playful fangs catch the sunlight as they gleam. Her bright eyes shimmer with a warmth that is almost girlish. Of course, I am not done yet. Yara beside them quietly purses her lips. Her chopsticks have not moved in a while. She barely touched her food, but she has had her fill of watching this couple be adorable. It looks like the Empress has genuinely fallen. After about half an hour, Medusa reluctantly pulls herself away and hurries back to handle the mountain of state affairs piling up at the palace. Vice Minister, we should really discuss the birthday banquet now. The moment Medusa leaves, V is right beside me, pressing with an odd gleam in her eyes. Not yet, I say, dust off my robe and stand up. I reach for the leash nearby. Wankai, let's go for a walk. The heaven-scorching Keelan lets out a low, miserable groan. A sacred guardian of an empire, reduced to being walked on a leash, it flops down flat onto the stone tiles and refuses to move. I yank hard on the leash. It still does not budge, so I kick it squarely in the backside. Get up. Go outside and do your business. You leave anything in this courtyard, and I am making stew tonight. The scruffy beast seethes, veins bulging at its temple. I am a divine sacred creature. I do not even need to relieve myself. It is about to snarl when it catches itself, because it hears me say calmly, I am counting to 3. If you are not up, not one single piece of dog chow for you, ever. Next second, the once proud divine beast leaps to its feet instantly, tail wagging at full speed, licking devotedly at my leg. Dignity means nothing when the celestial grade dog chow is on the line. Being a loyal, adoring dog actually has its perks. I lead Wang Kai out the gate with satisfaction. Yara and V exchange a glance, and follow with helpless sighs. But right now, General Shu, the legendary guardian general of the Wei Empire, is storming into the capital in a fury. These rebels have unbelievable nerve. General Shu is so furious his face has gone pale green. He had been dispatched on a secret mission to inspect the border, and discovered that nearly half the commanders there had already secretly defected to the rebel leader Wang Yuan. He does not even pause to remove his armor. Riding hard, he writes an urgent report on horseback and sends his most trusted aide racing ahead to the Empress. Once that is done, he decides to find Kai first. He is looking for a way to break the rebel faction completely, and this man with the reputation of a sage might hold the answer. But just as General Shu rounds a street corner, he spots me. I am standing there, holding a leash, muttering at a crooked tree. Come on, just go. We've been out here forever. What is the holdup? The heaven-scorching Keelan glances around nervously. No one it recognizes. And Yara would never say a word. It steels itself, closes its eyes, and lifts a hind leg with practiced ease, savoring the rare relief. Kai! That familiar voice crashes down like thunder. The old mutt goes completely rigid. Its eyes go wide as plates, but the momentum is already unstoppable. It cannot stop midway, so it keeps going, while mechanically turning its now soulless head. Their eyes meet. General Shu freezes on the spot. He even rubs his eyes, wondering if the desert wind at the border has finally gotten to him. That is the heaven-scorching Keelan, guardian of Wei for 100 years, squatting by the roadside like a stray. The mutt quickly retracts its leg. Its gaze goes completely blank, the look of a creature that has seen through all of existence, an old bond built across countless years, washed away by one moment of weakness. I sense someone approaching, smile, and give the newcomer a pat on the shoulder. Old Ironsmith, what brings you to the capital? Come on, drinks are on me. General Su's face twitches. He forces a dry laugh. I'm here to visit some family. V beside them is completely dumbstruck. She is frozen solid. That is General Shu, the man who destroyed 6 kingdoms in a single campaign, the greatest warrior of the Wei Empire. How is he acting this humble in front of Kai? Is Kai actually a hidden sword saint? Yara quickly tugs my sleeve and whispers, My lord, do not forget the birthday banquet. Right. I slap my forehead and turn to General Shu a little apologetically. Today is not a great time. I have got something on. We will have that drink another day, a proper one, I promise. Turn around and head back, tugging Wang Kai along. But right then, a crisp system chime rings in my ear. Fated protagonist Zane has been successfully suppressed. 800 fate points deducted. Rewards granted, immortal grade technique, 1 breath, 3 clones, plus 20 years of pure cultivation experience. In an instant, the spiritual power inside me surges like boiling water, roaring through every meridian. I break straight through into the late stage of the mind-forged realm. The kind of power that could shatter the sky with a finger, cut down a horde of demons with one sword strike. And the best part, this immortal grade technique lets me split into 3 clones, each carrying 60% of my full power, all sharing one mind. Zane is an absolute walking loot drop. Back in the courtyard, V and I sit across from each other beneath the peach blossom tree, going over the banquet plans. Meanwhile, outside the city, Zane has just learned that his border contacts have been swept up. His face contorts with rage. It is all the fault of that blasted blind man. He seethes and pulls from his robes a strange, unnerving artifact, a twin pupil relic eye, a relic left behind by an ancient cultivator of immense power. Once a target has been marked, they cannot hide. He smirks coldly and channels his secret technique. The viewing screen slowly brightens. He wants to see whether V, kept in line through the threat to her brother's life, has gathered any useful intelligence. But what he sees hits him like a bolt of lightning. In the peach blossom courtyard, V has her face cradled in both hands, wide, dewy eyes fixed on the handsome young man with dark silk wrapped around his eyes. Kai, what gift are you planning to give for the Empress's birthday? Her voice is breathlessly sweet, not a trace of an assassin about her. Have not decided yet. The young man smiles faintly, like a breeze drifting through a spring afternoon. Your dog is so well behaved, how do you do it? Simple, no obedience, no food. The two of them chat back and forth, while peach petals drift around them. The whole scene is so cozy and sweet it practically overflows the screen. Inside the vision, V's eyes have gone completely glassy. Zane watches, a girl who has fallen completely head over heels, flirting shamelessly with the man he hates most. He spits a mouthful of blood, his vision goes dark, he nearly drops dead from rage right there, his most carefully cultivated weapon, fawning over his greatest enemy in broad daylight while he watches. As Zane stares at the scene unfolding on screen, he shakes so hard with fury that he topples straight backward, crashing into the decorative screen behind him. V would never betray me. Something else is going on. He hauls himself upright, forces out a strained, unconvincing smirk, but his eyes are dark enough to drip. She must be seducing Kai, trying to lower his guard. Only even that flimsy excuse feels absurd to him. There is no one else in that courtyard. What is she seducing, the furniture? Just take him out already. Meanwhile, back under the peach blossom tree, V still has her chin in her hands, those enchanting eyes full of anticipation. Kai, how do you think the Empress's birthday banquet should be arranged? I cannot help but smile. Honestly, this is simple. It is just a massive company team building event. First, make a public announcement. Let the whole empire know it is a celebration. Then invite all the powerful nobles and officials for a banquet. After dinner, arrange some entertainment. Everyone lines up to present gifts. Finish with a martial arts tournament, poetry, music, dance, performance. Run through it all. Done. I reach into my sleeve and pull out a jade scroll I prepared ahead of time, handing it over. Follow the plan inside. V takes it like a treasure, presses it to her forehead, and reads carefully. She cannot stop exclaiming, Kai, you are brilliant. An arrangement like this is truly unlike anything I have ever seen. She keeps praising while casting heavy-lidded glances at me from beneath lowered lashes. But the kind of look that turns ordinary men to jelly has absolutely zero effect on this blind man. V rubs her sore eyes, all that winking has started to ache, and feels a wave of quiet bitterness, truly and completely winking at a blind man. I run my fingers along my cane, frowning slightly. In the original novel storyline, there was no character like this close to the protagonist, but there was a famous assassin with the same name. V, what do you think of Zane, the Northern Prince? I ask casually, like it just crossed my mind. V blinks, then curls her lip with disdain. Her voice goes sharp and cold. An arrogant, overindulged second-generation heir. He bullies anyone he wants, hiding behind his family name. His existence is a waste of air. Then she turns to look at me, and her voice softens like warm water. Zane is a toad who is not fit to be compared to a single hair on your head. I nod quietly. V has extraordinary talent in soul cultivation. She will eventually reach the mid-stage of the mind-forged realm, but fate has not been kind to her. She still does not know that her little brother died long ago. She is still loyally risking her life for Zane, completely in the dark. On the other end of the viewing screen, Zane is already red in the face, veins thick at his neck. He lets out a furious roar and smashes the priceless 9 dragon cup in his hand. He shouts into the shadows, Seven-Blade Master, kill them both! From the darkness, a gray-robed old man slowly steps forward, 7 short blades hanging at his waist. He bows without expression, accepts the order, and dissolves into nothing. Back under the peach blossom tree, I sit rubbing my chin, thinking through the menu for the Empress's birthday banquet. V rests her face in both hands, eyes bright and fixed on me. Yara stands nearby with her sword in her arms, alert and watchful. Then a sudden gentle breeze passes through. Peach blossom petals swirl through the air. The 7-Blade Master appears behind me without a single sound. All 7 blades leave their sheaths at once, trailing cold, lethal light. At that exact moment, I stand up and stretch with a lazy yawn. My cane swings back casually, and lands squarely on the 7-Blade Master's wrist. 7 short blades clatter to the ground. The 7-Blade Master freezes. His killing formation, 100 years in the making, shattered just like that. My cane bumps into something, and I tilt my head, confused. My empty gaze drifts toward where he stands. Was someone just there? The 7-Blade Master stumbles back, cold sweat soaking through his robes. This blind man, was that a fluke? Or does he actually? He grits his teeth, and yanks a yellow diagram from his sleeve. He is ready to unleash the ultimate strike hidden within the formation. 10,000 blades return to origin. But the moment it leaves his hand, a gust snatches it away. It floats, perfectly, impossibly, right into my hands. I feel the texture, then unfold it with idle curiosity. I cannot see a thing, but I can tell something is printed on it. V leans in for a look and immediately snorts. What is it supposed to be? The colors are an absolute disaster. Yara glances over too and says flatly, no composition. Looks like a 3-year-old scribble. I nod in full agreement. Tacky beyond saving, no wonder this guy ended up a villain. The 7-Blade Master hears every word, and his beard begins to tremble with pure rage. That diagram was his masterpiece. A carefully crafted layout designed to throw the Empress's birthday banquet into chaos, and these people are calling it ugly. He lets out a furious roar, sword energy erupting in all directions, his entire body becoming a streak of blade light aimed straight at me. I happen to be hunching over the diagram at that exact moment, and I sidestep without thinking. The 7-Blade Master cannot stop his momentum. He crashes headfirst into the dog kennel beside us. Wang Kai had been napping peacefully inside. He lets out an indignant "Awoo!" and bursts out of the kennel, absolutely furious. He launches into a relentless barking frenzy at the intruder. I hear the commotion and call out with genuine concern, Wang Tai, what's wrong? Is there a mouse? The 7-Blade Master crawls out of the kennel, a few strands of straw perched on his head. He has never suffered such a humiliation in all his years. Just as he moves to strike again, A strange, irresistible aroma stops him cold. Somehow, a bag of premium dog chow has appeared in my hands. I am scooping some out to calm Wang Kai down. The seven-blade master's stomach lets out a long, shameful growl. He had spent 100 years in cultivation.